In case anybody's wondering how car camping is going at Coachella,
people literally ran out of gas.
I set up my space, and we're gonna close this.
I'm not a fan of Coachella, and I honestly never have been. Now, this year was especially bad, at least from what I've seen. I've never gone in person. I'm not really a festival person, but I have gone camping and I have gone to concerts, so I feel like that's as close as I'm ever gonna get to going to a festival. But I see it online every year, and every year it looks like a disaster. But this year was probably the worst I've ever seen, so finally I get to complain about it. If you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. This is where I talk about music and music related things. I like to talk about albums, artists, events, and observations I see happening in the music world. So if that is something that you seem to be into, you are welcome to like, subscribe, and stick around for a little while. I post videos every Wednesday-ish at noon, or at least I try to. So hit the bell to be notified if you want to know about all of that stuff, and let me know in the comments down below what brought you to this video specifically. I would love to know. But aside from that, let's get on with this video. Now, I waited until after weekend 2 to make this video just in case anything super special, anything super cool happened at weekend 2, but let's recap Coachella, because I have many gripes with Coachella, one might say. And a lot of it has to do with influencer culture kind of taking over this music festival. So if you don't know, Coachella is a music festival. It started in, I believe, 1999, and then they almost flopped in 2000, but then they picked themselves back up in 2001, and then I don't think they had Coachella in 2020, unfortunately. Aside from that, it's been going on for about 25-ish years, and it is one of the biggest musical festivals in the world, having some of the craziest headliners like Radiohead, Weezer at one point, I think. And most recently they had Lady Gaga and Green Day headlining. But let's get into why I don't like it so much. So I love music, of course. Very amazing thing. And festivals, in theory, are really cool. You know, you get to go to the desert for a weekend. You get to see a bunch of artists, probably a couple of your faves, all for a somewhat decent price, unless you went in 2025. Now, if we look at the prices of Coachella, she's expensive. I'm not gonna lie. If you're a regular person trying to go to Coachella, it's gonna cost you upwards of $1,000 at a minimum. Y'all are really paying that much? Not to mention driving there, waiting in line for 12 hours in your car to even get into the desert, camping, sleeping arrangements, showering arrangements, and just the overall experience for a regular person to go to Coachella. From what I've seen online, it's not for me. Now, I love camping. Don't get me wrong, okay? I've gone camping in California many a times. But I don't know, I guess I'm just more of a mountain girl than a desert girl. The idea of having to stand in line for hours or pay $10 for a mediocre shower could not be me. Could not be me, sorry. Oh my god, talking about camping, did you guys see that guy who was doing the like rustic camping tent and he had little knickknacks on his table and a director's chair?
I'm camping at Coachella for the very first time, and I wanted to bring a piece of my apartment out into the desert. I was really going for like classic vintage camping site, and for seating I brought this director's chair and a few collapsible chairs, and as much as I wanted a vintage cooler, I couldn't find one in time, so this one's gonna have to do. I did, however, find this really cool vintage trunk for all of my clothes that I packed in.
Like, was that really necessary? I feel like that video was rage bait, but I don't know at this point. Everything about Coachella just feels so performative, and I can't take it anymore. I can't. I'm so done with these influencers who are just making everything. Coachella has always been very Instagram-y, at least as long as I've been aware of Coachella. For me, Instagram and Coachella exist in the same sentience of my mind. Because I first became aware of Coachella in probably 2013 or 2014. I was in like 3rd or 4th grade. I was 8 years old probably when I first discovered the beauties of Coachella and the beauties of Vanessa Hudgens at Coachella, which I'll get into in a second. So it's always been something that I sort of thought was like out of reach to an extent. It was cool to look at from afar, but it's very influencery It's very celebrity. That's what it was always giving, at least to me. One thing that I really want to talk about was the difference between regular people going to Coachella versus influencers going to Coachella. Because if you as a regular person are paying anywhere between $1,000 and $5,000-ish to have a decent experience at Coachella, the influencers that you're seeing online and on TikTok, they're getting paid to go to Coachella. They are hardly spending a single dime, and if they are, they could probably use that as a tax write-off. If I were a person going to Coachella and hearing about that, I would crash out. I would go crazy. That would break my brain. The concept of getting paid to go to a music festival, because the problem is Coachella has turned from this beautiful music festival where you all get to gather together in the desert and listen to your favorite artist perform live. It's turned into an influencer event and a networking event at that. Some of these influencers that we see go to Coachella don't even end up actually going to the festival because they have to do all this influencer content stuff beforehand that they're too tired to actually go see the artist that they're getting paid to go see. Now, if I was ever sent to Coachella, I would have the time of my life. I would do whatever content was needed, and then I would go get to see my favorite artist. How awesome is that? Just putting that out there for next year. If anyone wants to send me out. The idea of being an influencer at Coachella seems quite nice. You get to go to a music festival for 3 days, maybe for 2 weekends. You get a villa paid completely by a brand with a glam team, with food, with whatever you may possibly want, and you get to see a bunch of cool artists, and you get to hang out in like the VIP areas. Like, who wouldn't want that? But the brandification of Coachella has just made it almost inaccessible for the regular person to go, because there is a limit to how many people can be at Coachella, you know, because you can't have a crowd so packed that you can't even move. Like, have you seen the Lollapalooza crowd? The idea of being in a crowd that bad. What if you have to go to a bathroom? What if you have to piss? Where do you go? What do you do? And the fact that it's now become, oh, what I'm wearing to Coachella, and it's like, say I was wearing this to Coachella, I'd be like, oh, I'm wearing this shirt under this top and blah 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 blah, and you would see that posted on TikTok and you'd be like, wow, that's so amazing. Except it's an ad for the brand that's sending them there, and they're not telling you that. That PMO. Was that cool, you guys? And on the topic of influencer outfits, this is what I mainly wanted to talk about. This is what I mainly want to talk about because it's been on my mind. Have y'all seen the little Scandinavian scarves lately? I saw this TikTok that I have to show it to you guys. I have to show it to you guys because it genuinely blew my mind. What is that? What are you wearing? What is that you're wearing? Is that a scarf? Is it a Scandinavian scarf? No. That's a dupatta. If you don't know, I'm Indian, I'm brown. And recently, dude, on TikTok, the white people have been stealing our clothes. This has been happening for years, okay? This has been happening for years, but it gets to a point. Right? It gets to a point. And when you wear it around your neck, when you wear it around your head and you call it, it's a mesh shawl, it's a Scandinavian scarf. No. That's a dupatta. That's, ooh. It makes me mad. And it's been making me mad. It's been making me mad since like 2014. Vanessa Hudgens and her face gems and her boho outfits. Ooh, it's been making me mad since elementary school. I've been meaning to talk about this. I can excuse the face gems. Like, yes, girl, you're wearing a bindi, but you're gonna get a horrible tan line from it anyway, so go ahead and do it. And I could excuse the hair oiling thing, you know, even after the years that I got bullied in elementary school for oiling my hair. Oh, your hair looks messy, your hair looks oily. Yeah, but my hair was long, my hair was luscious. And now you're gonna do it? And now you're gonna do it? You're gonna go, wow, look at this hair oil thing that I just discovered. No, you did not. You just discovered putting henna on your hands? You just discovered henna on your hands? But when I came to school with henna on my hands in 3rd grade, I was bullied till the end of the year. It gets to a point. The Scandinavian scarf, you look bad. You look stupid. Like this video of Nara Smith, I'll be so honest, I thought for a minute that she was brown, so I was like, okay, I'll let it go. But people have been telling me that she's not brown, so I don't know. I didn't do my research on that, but that video ticked me off. And don't get me started on the brands that have the little two-piece with the embroidered top or the long tunic. Girl, that's a salwar kameez. Like, what are you wearing? It bothers me to the end of the time. This is a picture of me from recently. This is a picture of me a couple months ago. Does that look like a Scandinavian scarf to you? Does that look in any way European boho chic? Because it's not. And it never has been. It never will be. The colonization is coming back. And like, it would be different if people were like, oh, this is South Asian inspired. Oh, this is Indian inspired. But we all know damn well that's never gonna happen. That's not ever gonna happen. Not to get deep and off topic here, but the racism that I see online every day, that I experience online every day, and then you're gonna go wear my clothes and be like, oh, this is so boho chic. No, it's not. That was insane. That was a crazy tangent that I just had to talk about. But the idea of festival clothing literally just being South Asian inspired outfits will never sit right with me. It will bother me until the end of the time. There is only one creator that I saw this Coachella that did it right. I forgot her username, but I will put in some pictures. And oh my god, her outfits, she's brown and her outfits were just spectacular. They were all custom made, and then she did like this one denim piece that was South Asian inspired. It was so pretty. See, that's how you can do it the right way, rather than Poly and Revolve just ripping it off and calling it like Ibiza core. I took a pill in Ibiza. My issue with it, it's brands like Poly who take our culture, who take our prints, who take our designs, and they act like it's something so new and innovative when it's been around for years. What does go back centuries? They were a form of modesty. They were a form of individualism. They were a form of womanhood. And now you're calling it a Scandi scarf? Shut up. Sorry. I need to calm down. That was my little tangent about mesh shawls. And like overall, the Coachella outfits were just bad this year. Those were the two main things that I really wanted to talk about. Just influencers and their outfits. I didn't really have any issues with Coachella itself. I think overall, the artists at Coachella are always amazing, but I feel like the Coachella experience is not equivalent to seeing those artists, honestly. Which sucks, because Coachella seems pretty fun if you're rich and everything is getting paid for. But yeah, I think that's really all I had to say on this topic. So this was just my little yap session for the week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know any other topics that you want me to talk about, because my list of ideas is starting to dry up a little bit. That was my video. I hope you guys liked it. I hope you guys like me. I'll see you next week. Bye.